What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen, and in today's video, I am taking you with me on a thrift hunt. I'm going to be going into this local Goodwill and looking for some stuff that I can use to create, as you've already seen in the title, a Lazy Susan. So if you like videos like this, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up right down below. Also, please consider subscribing if you haven't done that already. We love doing thrift flips and all of these other kinds of fun DIY projects. We also do DIY home improvement and cleaning motivation videos, and we'd love to have you join us for our fun time party. Then if you want to get behind the scenes looks at all of our projects, you can follow us over on Instagram. I'll leave all the links in the description below. We are at Valley Buzzsaw. Now let's just get right inside this local Goodwill, mask on, so we can start looking for some really cool thrift flip pieces. Alright everybody, I am back from the thrift store, and here are a few of the things that I grabbed. I've got this clock, which is going to be the top of my Lazy Susan. I'll flip this over so you guys can see the price on this one too. And then I've got this piece of wood, which is pretty thick and substantial, and that's going to be the bottom of my Lazy Susan. I also picked up a bunch of cute pumpkins that I'm gonna do some stuff with, and that's coming up in a future video, so hopefully you guys have subscribed. That way you'll be here to see that video too. That's gonna be a super fun DIY project. I can't wait to get that one done. But for now, I'm just gonna get started on my Lazy Susan parts. I picked up this Lazy Susan mechanism on Amazon for a little under $8. It's a 6-inch metal type and decently sturdy. I'll link to it down in the description if you're interested in checking it out. I started by gathering everything I'd need to complete this job. A dust mask, sanding block with 220 grit paper, safety glasses, pliers, a putty knife, and screwdrivers. Plus the pieces for the top and bottom that I needed to prep. I started by giving a good sanding to the back of the wood piece. Then I removed the old hardware and sanded the outer edge. Finally, I flipped the piece over and tackled the stencil design, starting by scraping off the price sticker. Then I moved on to sanding the front, which will become the bottom side of the bottom piece of the Lazy Susan element. The paint sanded off very easily and confirmed my suspicions that this thing was probably older than it looks. Then I pulled out my Behr shop vac to vacuum up as much dust as I could from the table surface as well as the piece. I wiped down the table and the wood with the damp rag and set it aside to get started on the clock. And check out the paint ghosting that happened after years of that stencil. Pretty cool. For the clock, I started by removing the hardware. I tried popping the hands with my scraper, but ended up needing pliers. With the hands off, I turned to the back to pop the wood blocks and clock mechanism. They were held on only by staples and double-sided foam tape. I also removed all stickers from the piece. Okay, so I don't even want to tell you all how long it took me to remove this paper sticker from the face of this wood. It was much thicker than I expected and peeled off in layers. It might have been okay to paint over it, especially considering I plan to use that baking soda paint trick I tried a few videos ago. But I didn't want to chance it. If nothing else, I'm a girl who believes in a well-prepped surface. Even if it is the boring stuff to watch, it's the most important part of a solid final surface. But because it's boring, I'll spare you watching the whole process. I'll just say 29 minutes. All told, yup, it took 29 minutes to fully remove this paper. And sadly, that might have come back to bite me in my butt, which you will see in a minute. I waited for everything to dry and gave the piece one final sanding to remove the last of any loose debris. After one final wipe down, the whole thing was ready for paint. I pulled some leftover Behr Ultra from my stash and gave the bottom of both pieces a solid coat. I'm using the colors Gray Squirrel and Spun Wool, and both colors are in an eggshell finish. I did the same for the tops and edges, then put everything aside to dry for a couple hours. While the paint dried, I had a chance to look up how to even install a Lazy Susan mechanism because, honestly, I was stumped how to screw it onto both sides from in between the two halves. But before I could even put my new knowledge to work, I first had to pounce on the baking soda and paint mixture. I made a whole video on this technique that I'll link to in the description and at the end of this video if you'd like to check it out. After that dried, I added a generous coat of Modern Masters Decorative Painter's Dead Flat Varnish to lock it in. Then I waited for a few hours to install the hardware. So the first thing I'll do is take an awl and just poke the holes. I already did this off camera, but I just wanted you guys to see where I'm gonna put those holes. They will be right in the center because what you need to do for a Lazy Susan, which by the way, I looked up and I will link to the video that I found down in the description because for the life of me, I just couldn't figure out how to do this so that I could attach both of them with screws, the top and the base. I'm just gonna poke these holes right in the center of the hole where you're gonna be screwing in. So this wood is pretty soft. It's not gonna give me too much of a problem in order to get in there correctly. And I basically just eyeballed this to get it as even as possible. It's so close to the edge that it really shouldn't be a problem. Now that I have those holes marked, what I need to do is make sure that the top part, which will be connected to the top piece, is like basically perfectly aligned in the middle of all of these other sides. So it's got the diagonal is coming out at like a 90-degree here, because what I need to do is mark the first hole up here somewhere. And now I can remove this. I'm extremely lucky because there was already this hole in the back of this piece created specifically to hang it on the wall. But that's gonna come in real handy for me because I'm gonna be able to use this as my guide. Now I'm gonna just take this out to the garage and I need to drill through that hole. What I will need to do is drill all the way through, come out the other side, and make sure it's large enough that I'll be able to get my screwdriver and one of my screws that I'll be using to attach the top piece through this hole. Basically, I drilled an access hole through the base. And I didn't know before, but this is something that all Lazy Susans have when assembled like this. The more you know. Dun, 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 dun. First, I started out using these Rockler clamps to firmly attach the piece to my workstation. What I want to start out by doing is just drilling a pilot hole so that it will come through the front, but it'll be nice and small. So this is maybe even a little too big. Let's do something really small. Maybe this one, this size, just for a pilot hole. Once the pilot hole was done, I could drill to get the right size I'd need to reach through with my screwdriver and the screw. I used a few drill bits in increasingly larger sizes and took it slow so the old wood wouldn't split. I pulled out the shortest screws I could get away with using to attach the top. Then I measured to make sure I'd be about even all the way around the piece. I attached the mechanism to the bottom piece using 1/2 inch screws. Then lined it up with the hole. And all I had left to do was attach the top through the access hole to the base. The next time you see this puppy, it's going to be in about 1 YouTube second for you, probably a little longer for me. Time for some final beauty shots. Remember when I said the removal of the paper would come back to bite me in the butt? Yeah, well, now we both know why. Despite being the shortest screws that I could conceivably get away with using, they still poked through. Considering where these pieces started, I am super stoked with the outcome of this thrift flip. Lumpy bumpies aside, I am so happy with the way it all came together. And I really missed doing thrift flips, so be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know if you enjoyed this video and if you would like to see me do more of these in the future. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't done that already. If you want to know about every time I upload on Friday and sometimes Sunday mornings, just choose all in the bell menu. We do lots of DIY projects, home improvement, and even cleaning motivation videos. Plus, you can get sneak peeks before our video drops if you follow us over on Instagram. I will link to everything down in the description below. We are at Valley Buzzsaw. Also, I really want to welcome all of our new subscribers. You all rock. We just hit 100 subscribers. I'm totally jazzed about that. Thank you so, so much for being here with us. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. One more time, maybe without the glasses on. I'm rambling. This is why I script things. Really needed to script this. Okay, don't really... Salt. Oh, God. So don't forget to do nothing because I say all of that stuff in the other part. Oh, no, no, no. You are chunky. It's too early. It's too early for this. Okay, let's see what we got here for... Oh, no, I did it upside down. Of course I did. Thank you so much for doing it all the time. This time I'm swimming. Michael Phelps who? That's right. I'm going the wrong way. That's why I can't see it. Doy. Jen. Oh my God. You got issues, girl. Okay. There we go. That's gonna make it a lot easier to actually screw the top and the base together. No, this is too... What do I want for a face? What do I want for my face? I look like Glamour Shots. Trying to make the thumbnail. It's like being at Glamour Shots. Done.